Boker Tov. Two Pesukim for today in Mishlei Perek Yudbet, Pasuk Tet. Tov nikle ve'eved lo. It's good to be lowly and to be a servant to yourself. Mimitkabed v'chasar lachem. To being someone of honor, but you lack bread. So what's going on over here, says the Gaon of Vilna, is that sometimes people don't want to take jobs because it's too low for them. But he says it's better to be a servant to yourself, and you work hard, and you work in a job that might not be so prestigious, but you're bringing parnasa home. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. As opposed to mitkabed v'chasar lachem, that you're being honored, like you have honor, your own self-honor, but really you're losing bread. Meaning, really, you don't have anything to eat, but because you don't want to take these lowly jobs in your eyes, and really you're the one that's suffering. That's not the way it's supposed to be done. Here he says it's also a hint to Torah learning as well, that a person should be lowly and ask, and not to be embarrassed. And if you're going to be embarrassed to ask questions, then you're never going to learn. As opposed to the person that's going to have honor and, oh yeah, I know it all, but really don't know anything. And you're not going to embarrass yourself to ask questions, you're never going to learn, and you're not going to know anything. The next pasuk, Yodea tzaddik nefesh behemto. A tzaddik knows the soul of his animal. V'rachamer reshaim achzari. And the compassion of the wicked is actually cruel. So he says as follows, that the tzaddik, it's in a physical animal, he knows how much his animal should eat. He doesn't want to overfeed him. He doesn't want to overwork him as well. He knows how much his animal could handle. But the compassion of a rasha is actually cruel, because the rasha overfeeds the animal, and it might look like compassion. Wow, you're giving him so much to eat. But he's doing that in order to overwork him as well. So that overeating, that compassion, will end up being cruelty for the animal. So too, when a person's own neshama, the tzaddik is always on guard to know that that the person, he has ta'avot, and he has desires to do averot, he has desires to do things, and therefore the tzaddik is always in control, trying to harness the temptations, and doesn't give it extra compassion. So like, oh, okay, you know what? Let me be compassionate to my Yetzer Hara, and let me do whatever. But then that's the way the Rasha looks at it. Okay, I have a situation here. Let me be compassionate. Let me be easygoing with my Yetzer Hara. Let me give in, but at the end, it's going to come and bite you. That's going to be actually cruelty to your neshama, and a person goes down in that way. So we have to be Yodea Tzadik Nefesh Behemto. We're supposed to know the soul of our animal. We spoke about this on Yom Kippur, the animalistic side of each and every one of us. We have to harness that animal. We have to be in control and know the animal, know the limitations, know what, I can do that and I won't be that much affected. I know my limitations. I know where I could be, where I can't be, how to control myself and not to give in. Because if you give in, you go, okay, I'll be compassionate to my Yetzer Hara. Ends up being that you're going to be actually achzar, you're going to be cruel to your neshama, because it's only going to make yourself go down spiritually. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen. Ve'amer Rabbi Chanan ben Akash Amar Yitzhak Kadosh Baruch Hu lezakot et Isha leficha chibadem Torah Moshe Shneimar Adonai Hafetz V'ma'an Tzidko Yagdil Torah ve'yadir.